Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your favorite English bulletin, The News. We're broadcasting live from TVT Studios here in Lomé. Here are the headlines. His Excellency for Esazumna Singbe, President of the Council, is attending the 7th European and African Union Summit in Luanda, Angola. The summit, focused on promoting peace and prosperity, brings together leaders from both continents to deepen cooperation on peace and development. Using the platform, the President of the Council reaffirms Togo's commitment to a fair and balanced multilateral system. Equally, in today's edition, Togo has launched a nationwide measles and rubella vaccination campaign targeting more than 1 million children aged 9 months to 9 years. Medical teams have been deployed already across all regions for this week-long initiative aimed at the disease's elimination. Stay with us, details coming up shortly. It is always a pleasure to have you join us. Togo is reaffirming its diplomatic presence on the international stage as the President of the Council for Esazumna Singbe attends the 7th European Union and African Union Summit this November 24 in Luanda. Centered on promoting peace and prosperity through effective multilateralism, the gathering brings together leaders from both continents to strengthen cooperation on peace, security, and development. Kwesi Glay tells us more on the President of the Council state.
In Luanda, Angola, African and European leaders convened for the 7th European Union African Union Summit. Central to the discussions was a pursuit of shared solutions to the security and economic challenges affecting both continents. In his address, the President of the Council for Esazumna Singbe emphasized the urgent need for a renewed partnership grounded in trust and collective commitment to lasting peace. The President of the Council also called for a revitalization of multilateralism. In a fragmented world, he argued international rules must be adapted to better reflect the diversity of nations. He advocated for a fairer system capable of preventing power vacuums from being exploited through force. At the summit for Esazumna Singbe urged leaders from both continents to prioritize cooperation over competition. He reminded participants that a stable Africa reduces European vulnerabilities, while a committed Europe strengthens African sovereignty.
Togo's 2026 state budget is currently under examination in the National Assembly, where lawmakers have opened committee debates on the finance bill designed to boost revenue, cut spending, and deliver the government's roadmap. The proposal will be examined jointly with the Senate to ensure a balanced and representative assessment of the nation's budget priorities. However, Nuchugan tells us more in this report.
The National Assembly has begun the committee review of the 2026 state budget, totaling 2,740.5 billion CFA francs. The Finance Committee is examining a proposal built around three priorities: increasing internal revenue, rationalizing operating expenses by 20 or 30%, and completing projects outlined in the government roadmap. Presiding over the opening is Professor Kwame Selom Klasu, President of the National Assembly. For the first time in Togo's history, the Assembly will review the finance bill in coordination with the Senate under the equal bicameral system established by the May 6, 2024 Constitution. This dual review ensures a thorough, balanced and representative analysis of budget priorities and national development objectives. The process is guided by Article 30 of the Constitution, Organic Law Number 2014-013 on Finance Laws, and the National Assembly's Rules of Procedure emphasizing transparency, accountability, and careful scrutiny. Under the leadership of the President of the Council for Resources Nyasingbe, the review aims to align the budget with citizens' needs and support Togo's economic, social and security goals. After committee review, the Assembly will adopt the bill in plenary before it moves to the Senate for final consideration.
At the Nyasingbe Eyadema International Airport, the third Security Week opened with renewed emphasis on reinforcing safety measures. Every action counts is the guiding theme as aviation professionals, authorities, and local communities unite to promote safety and prevent risks in air travels. Kwesi Glay tells us more.
The third edition of Security Week at Nyasingbe Eyadema International Airport opened with a presentation highlighting the links between airport security and environmental protection. The 2025 edition emphasizes the critical role of individual actions in ensuring the safety of aviation operations and seeks to involve all stakeholders, from industry professionals to neighboring communities, in fostering a shared culture of vigilance. Scheduled from the 24th to 28th of November 2025, Security Week is organized by the Lometokwe Airport Company, which places a strong emphasis on safety. According to the organizers, the ongoing 6,000 meter square expansion of the airport underscores the need of enhanced security measures to ensure interrupted construction and maintain full safety once the expansion is completed. The awareness campaign this edition of Security Week will also address the topics such as the fraud prevention, aerodrome emergency planning, aviation easements, and obstacle management.
Togolese authorities and Chinese representatives have convened in Lomé for a high-level dialogue on governance held within the framework of the newly established strategic partnership between China and Togo. The meeting featured two expert panels that examined China's recent political orientations and discussed avenues to deepen cooperation in key areas such as development, security, and international diplomacy. I'll find Chuganti as a small in this report.
The China-Africa Dialogue on Governance is a strategic meeting reflecting strengthened cooperation between Beijing and Lomé. The two leaders, Xi Jinping and Faure Nyasingbe, exchanged on governance models and shared experiences shaping their countries' development trajectories. Discussions focused on priorities areas including agriculture, the economy, science and health, aiming to translate strategic dialogue into concrete action. Both nations, with closely aligned political visions, plan to deepen collaboration, supported by China's recently adopted plan. Togo expressed gratitude to China for its support at a time of shifting global geopolitical dynamics, underscoring the importance of reinforcing bilateral cooperation. The dialogue also highlighted Xi Jinping's Global Governance Initiative, emphasizing development, security, and inter-civilizational dialogue, key to Togo's efforts in promoting peace and food security.
The West African Development Bank (BOAD) has recently introduced updated public procurement procedures aimed at accelerating fund disbursements to member states while strengthening transparency in project execution. To support this shift, a 5-day training session opened this Monday for national procurement actors designed to enhance their technical skills and ensure full mastery of the new system. Kwesi Glay tells us more.
The lack of mastery of public procurement procedures is one of the main causes of low absorption rate of resources and loans granted to states by the West African Development Bank. To address this issue, the institution has introduced new, clearer, and more rigorous procedures. These procedures are the focus of this training program for public procurement stakeholders, aimed at helping them better understand the new rules and accelerate the pace of disbursements within West African Development Bank. The new procurement procedures also promote transparency and strengthen the fight against fraud and corruption. They include several innovations designed to improve public procurement management practices. With 1,048 billion CFA francs already invested in projects in Togo, the West African Development Bank aims to do even more. These new procedures draw inspiration from international best practices, recognized standards, and YMO recommendations on public procurements.
And in a strong push to prevent measles and the rubella outbreaks, Togo has begun a nationwide vaccination drive offering the MMR vaccines to all children aged 9 months to 9 years. The campaign, running until November 30, 2025, signals the country's determination to strengthen immunity nationwide and safeguard future generations. There's more in this report. The national vaccination campaign against measles and rubella has kicked off across the country with medical teams and community volunteers mobilized in all regions. For 1 week, children aged 9 months to 9 years will receive the measles rubella vaccine, also known as the MMR vaccine, along with free vitamin A supplements and deworming for the younger age groups. The goal is to reach at least 95% coverage and curb the rise in cases reported in recent months. From Sokode, Kara, and Atakpame to Dapang and other towns, medical teams are stationed at fixed posts in health facilities, while others are deployed in mobile outreach units, moving particularly from school to school. Parents have expressed their gratitude to the government for the initiative and the efforts being made to protect the younger generation. They, for their part, remain committed to ensuring their children are vaccinated. Running until November 30, 2025, this vaccination campaign reflects a strong national mobilization to protect the population and move the country closer to eliminating these viral diseases by 2030. And measles may seem like an illness of the past, but it continues to strike thousands of children every year. In this report, we learn more about this infectious disease and how best to prevent it, as there is no cure available yet, according to experts. Alfano Chugan tells us.
Each year, thousands of children contract measles, a highly contagious infection that spreads rapidly within households and public spaces. It mainly affects children under 5 and is easily transmitted through direct contact with an infected person or through respiratory droplets. According to experts, the first signs of measles include a high fever, runny nose, red eyes, and a characteristic skin rash made up of non-fluid-filled spots. There is still no specific treatment for measles. Care is limited to managing symptoms, which is why vaccination remains the most effective protection. Without immunization, the disease can lead to serious complications such as pneumonia and brain infections, and in severe cases can be fatal. Measles continues to pose a threat to young children. Vaccination combined with vitamin A supplementation remains the best defense against the disease and its complications.
And there we encourage everyone to make sure to have their children vaccinated. That brings us to the end of today's edition. Thanks to my wonderful team and to you, cherished viewers, for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for more updates, and remember that practice makes perfect. Have a wonderful evening. See you next time. Goodbye.